A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. John. Jesus stayed in Galilee. He could not stay in Judea because the Jews were out to kill him. As the Jewish feast of tabernacles drew near, after his brothers had left for the festival, Jesus went up as well, but quite privately, without drawing attention to himself. Meanwhile, some of the people of Jerusalem were saying, "Isn't this the man they want to kill? And here he is, speaking freely, and they have nothing to say to him. Can it be true the authorities have made up their minds that he is the Christ? Yet we all know where he comes from. But when the Christ appears, no one will know where he comes from." Then, as Jesus taught in the temple, he cried out, "Yes, you know me, and you know where I came from. Yet I have not come of myself. No, there is one who sent me, and I really come from him. And you do not know him, but I know him, because I have come from him, and it was he who sent me." They would have arrested him then, but because his time had not yet come, no one laid a hand on him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Exactly 2 weeks from now, we'll be having the Good Friday. So the Passion of Christ, we'll be celebrating that. And the readings today just kind of reflect, if this was 2 weeks before the Passion of Jesus, this is the kind of tension that was building up at that time. That it was even very difficult for Jesus to walk around freely because his life was at stake. He didn't have any bodyguards, he didn't have anybody to protect him, and it was so difficult to go around. He even tried to escape, not to go to Judea, because he knew that his life was at stake. But at the same time, he also knew that his time had not yet come. He knew that eventually he would die, but he knew that the time was not ready yet. But so what happens? When Jesus realized that his life was at stake, did he refrain from speaking the truth? Did he refrain from doing the mission which God had asked him to do? No. He continued to speak the truth. And it was not about whether he was popular or not, whether people accepted it or not. It was not whether people supported him or not. There were people who really believed that he was the Christ and they listened to him. But the majority of the people who condemned him, and they thought he was a false prophet, they thought he had come to deceive people. And even in the end, it's like everybody is against him, especially we realize during the Passion, everybody is crying out, "Crucify him, crucify him, crucify him." And it was all because of the truth that he spoke about. He did not refrain from that. Even when he faced death, he did not refrain from speaking the truth. Remember his conversation with Pilate. He said to Pilate, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom was of this world, my angels would have prevented me from being handed over to you. And my kingdom is not of this world. And all those who listen to the truth, listen to my word." So he is the King of the truth. John's Gospel says he's the way, the truth, and the life. He has come to speak the truth, and is not shy about it. He does not refrain from speaking the truth. And my dear brothers and sisters, in our days now, this is the contrary. And the challenge for us is, are we able to be people of integrity like Jesus, who speak the truth in and out of season, when it's favorable or not? And it's a very challenging thing because we live in a world where lies are being promoted in every way. Now with the social media, it's even very it's very mind-blowing to see the way lies are being promoted in everywhere. Like somebody gets up in the morning, let's say, come on Facebook, just post something, and everybody is reacting to it. First of all, the thing you are posting is a lie, because that is not how your day looks like. You know? Somebody wakes up in the morning and posts a bottle of milkshake or something. That is not your day. There are many things you do during the day, and people begin to react to it. And at times, people are just scrolling and people are not really interested in these things, but people just keep reacting. And at times, you realize how that influences people, that people are so influenced by the reactions that they get from the world. First of all, we don't have an obligation to post things and expose ourselves to the world. We don't have to feed the world. It's not something we have to do all the time. But at the same time, when we get reactions, it influences people. There are many young people who have gone into depression now because of the reactions that they got on their posts. We know people who have been humiliated because of the social media. We know people who have gone into deep depression, anxiety, and even some have committed suicide because of the things that they get. And it's all lies. It's not true. It's all virtual. It's all imaginary. It's just a setup. It's something that has been properly made in such a way that it would influence us in a very negative way. And the world promotes that. Now when you stand to speak the truth, you become a threat to the world. You are inflicting with everybody else's right. But at the same time, the world is not really ready to give in to our own rights as well. Now, some people find it upsetting, not even here in the Philippines, but maybe in other countries, to have even the crucifix put in the classroom or in the public places, or the images of holy people put in the public places. So it's supposed to be a free world, but you are not free to express the truth. You are not free to express what is right. And now when we come even to our sexuality, the whole thing about gender issues, okay? It is a complete lie to say that I'm a man and then I'm a woman. It's a complete lie. It stares us in the face. It's not true. And they said it's transgender, that you want to change your sex because you are no longer a man, and it's a lie. It's not true. So how can we hold on to that? And this is what the world is saying. We must tolerate. And Jesus stands out. He's not seeking to be popular. He's only seeking to speak the truth. And we as Christians, it's so difficult to become witnesses, especially in this generation that so much promotes things that are specially occasions by the devil. Even, by the way, John's Gospel, chapter 8, verse 44 says that the devil is the father of all lies. Okay, so when we lie, then we belong to the devil, because the devil is the father of all lies. It's so important that we must realize that Jesus himself is the truth. He is the king of the truth, like he said to Pilate. And therefore, in every situation, whether it is favorable or is not favorable, whether it's comfortable or is not comfortable, we must be witnesses to what is true. And that is why many of the saints were martyred. Why? Because they stood for the truth. And it's even more difficult to become a witness to the truth in today's world, which is promoting a culture of lies. So, my dear brothers and sisters, as we reflect on the life of Jesus, especially as he approaches his passion, let us ask God for the grace and the courage, for the faith to remain faithful to him at all times, when it's favorable or when it's not even favorable.